Hello everybody, Andy here. Welcome to Andy's World of Warhammer. That's what I'm changing my channel name to, because I'm all about the lore, the fluff. I call it fluff, not lore, because it's just made up, right? So it's like it's woolly, it's fluffy, not lore. However, one thing that G-Dubs did back in the beginning of 10th edition, or 9th edition maybe, is they took away chapters, right? Basically, if you want to go and make your Space Marines, Blood Angels, they don't even have to be red, they can just be anything. It's made up, right? Which is cool, which is fine. I've got no problems with that. However, a lot of people still would like to actually say, yeah, I'm making Space Wolves, I'm making Blood Angels, I'm making Black Templars. Cool. But of course, in Kill Team, we don't have those. We have some random nouns. And that's cool, I like nouns. Or no, they're verbs. They're verbs. But, you know, like, whatever, dude. It's English. I don't understand it. Nobody does. It's a little bit made up. It's kind of like Warhammer lore. Anyway, I'm going to show you how you can make, or, you know, if you want to run Space Wolves, I'm going to show you what the lore-accurate way to build your Angels of Death team in Kill Team is. There you go. That's what this video is. This is not a tactics guide. This is not any sort of how to, like, you know, maximize your team build from a single box or anything like that. That's another video coming later this week, but this is just if you want to run a specific chapter, how do you make that chapter? Right, let's crack on over to I guess one sec, there we go. So first things first, what are the chapters? So if you go here, you go to Warhammer 40k, you click on Space Marines. These are our Space Marine factions. You can't see it because of how my screen's set up. Not to worry, doesn't matter. Nothing does. There you go. The things I will not be talking about from this list are Deathwatch, Grey Knights, and that's it. Just those two. I'm not going to talk about them because they get their own video later this week, maybe, if I've done that video by that point. Cool. And then we go over here. These are our faction rules. So now, if you're trying to make up a faction, if you're trying to think of Blood Angels, and you're reading through these 8 chapter tactics, of which you get to pick 2, what do you pick? Right? That's the question I'm here to answer. You're already Astartes. You already get to build them however you want. However, what chapter tactics, what 2 chapter tactics out of these 8 actually define your chapter? And I'm going to go through all of the main chapters, all of the founding legions, founding chapters, yeah, right now. Cool, let's get straight in. Let's not dilly-dally, shall we? Let's get straight into it. So first things first, if you're a subscriber to my channel, I'd like to give you a big double hello. Wow, so wholesome. The wholesomeness truly knows no bounds in the world of Glass Half Dead. Hey, what is a double hello? It's a pleasantry given to you twice, and who doesn't want that? But it is subscriber only, so do like, subscribe, and leave a comment right now. And the comment for this video can be, you know what? If you can roleplay me and answer this question, I'm going to ask you a question, pretend you're me and answer it. What are you doing with your life? Okay, so first up we have White Scars. Note, I've had to put their chapter master here, Corsaro Khan, because they don't have a... You get it. It's a visual representation of White Scars. So, first things first, they should be built all melee. And I have put P weapon. That stands for power weapon. That means that you want to take an Assault Intercessor Sergeant and take the power weapon with him, which, by the by, Corsaro Khan has that. Now, he does come on a 40mm base. You'd have to swap into a 32mm base, but if you're a Kill Team player and all you want to do is run White Scars, why would you not buy Corsaro Khan? Right? Or keep him on a 40 base and run him as a captain, I suppose you could do. Anyway, they get Dueler and Mobile. Dueler is of course very good in melee. If you've watched my battle report over on Tactical Skew where I ran Angels of Death, Dueler is clutch. It's so strong, it's mad. And then Mobile, oh, keep in mind, sorry, I'm not trying to make these good. right? I'm not telling you these are good chapter tactics. I'm just saying this is what White Scars would have. There you go. Also, White Scars, easily one of the best paint schemes out there. You just spray it white. Done. Love it. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so that's the Dueler and Mobile. Is this actually good? Let's answer that. Dueler is very strong. Love it. You can even, honestly, Dueler on its own is good, frankly. And then Mobile, you can fall back for 1 less AP, but you're a melee team. You don't really have great shooting. However, I'm just going to throw this out there, because you're a Starties, you can shoot twice. If you're all melee, that means you've got the heavy bolt pistol. Falling back for 1 and double tapping. Firstly, that's John Wick AF, as foretold. But that actually sounds really cool. Also, you don't get locked up. If you're charged, you can keep charging. So I think this is actually very strong. You will bounce around and like your enemies, and you will be able to stay in melee so you're safe from shooting. Like, this is good. And if they have a strong melee, you've got Dueler, so you can parry them out. I actually think this is a potentially really good build. That is purely by the by, to clarify. It's not meant to be, this is just what I've got. We get Ultramarines. Now, Ultramarines, you want to build them as a nice mixed arms faction. You want to have some assault, some regulars. Doesn't really matter if you go with the captain or one of the sergeants. I went Dueler and Sharpshooter. They could have been anything, right? Like, but I wanted them to be mixed arms because that's what Ultramarines are all about. They're all about the strategic masterminds. Everyone is like, canonically, they are the best minds of our current era. Don't even compare to a scout in the Ultramarines, right? Like, that's how tactically nuanced they all are. So anyway, I just went something that was melee and something that was ranged. I went with Dueler because it's really good, and it's a defensive thing, so that's kind of, you know, that kind of makes sense for the Ultramarines. And Sharpshooter because they needed something ranged. Everything else was defensive, basically. Cool. We get the Space Wolves. Oh, I picked Titus because memes. Cool. We get the Space Wolves. Obviously, they're all melee. What else are they going to be, right? And I'm just going to say it. If you wanted to, you could just run the Wolfen. And if you're going to go ahead and make your Angels of Death a faction, a specific Space Marine chapter, why would you not use that chapter's special guys? Anyway, Dueler and Aggressive. I think this makes a lot of sense. That's a great melee loadout. You've got the rending so that you're helping Dueler get you those crits. You can double parry. Very good. We get Salamanders. Now, Salamanders, I'm going to be honest, I really struggled to figure out what they should be. This was actually the one that I had to walk away and consider for a while. Every other chapter, I was like, oh yeah, they should be these two chapter tactics, no problem. Ultimately, for Salamanders, I would say you run the mixed arms because they don't really have a huge dedication to melee or range. They're very much like Ultramarines. They're kind of the all-rounders. They don't have a faction identity that pushes them directly down one path. However, your Assault Intercessor Sergeant should have a Hand Flamer, because you're Salamanders, and a Thunderhammer. And once you take that, well, obviously, you're gonna take your man here. I can't remember who this... Stan? Is this Heston? No, that's the other guy. I can't remember what this guy's name is. But you could also use Stan if you wanted to. I think he's still, like, resin, so maybe not. But this is the current chapter master model. He's cool AF, obviously. And again, this could be the captain if you prefer, because that way you can keep him on a 40mm base, so he's still legal in 40k. Nice. Dueler, Hardy. I went with Hardy because obviously, you know, Salamanders are all about surviving fire and stuff. There you go. Right. Ravengard. So this is, crazily, this is the only faction that is like, yeah. I don't know. In general, Space Marines are not about the shooting. They are really, really into their melee, is all I'm saying. Anyway, mixed arms. So again, you're going to take whatever you want, basically, but you will take the Sharpshooter, who is the sniper, you know. Then take whatever else you want, but of course you're going to be mobile, and you're going to be stealthy. So we've already talked about mobile. It allows you to not get locked down and you can fall back and double tap, which is really nice. However, stealthy. Whenever an operative is shooting this operative, if you can retain any cover saves, you can retain one additional cover save, or you can retain one cover save as a crit. So this is, honestly, that doesn't read as stealthy to me hugely. Like, that's not a defining stealth thing. I would prefer to see something that's more like you can't shoot if you're over 8 or something like that. But that's kind of like, just for the name stealthy, that's what the Ravengard are. Then they get the Iron Hands. These guys are all ranged because, again, you can read these however you want, right? Like, look at this dude. Look at this chapter master dude with a Tech Marine huge axe. That's not ranged. But the Iron Hands, much like the Imperial Fists, are kind of known for their siege and all that stuff. And how do you kind of put that in? Well, you go with Hardy because, you know, a lot of bionics on them. Siege Specialist because that's something they do. Because if you think about how do you wear down a siege, you're talking trench warfare, you're talking siege. Which brings us to Imperial Fists, who again are going to be all ranged, but instead of Hardy, they're going to be Resolute. That's a little bit more noble, a little bit more, these are my boys, and Siege Specialists, because again, they are Siege Specialists. Cool. Is this actually a good loadout? Resolute and Siege Specialist? No. We then go to the Dark Angels. We're rounding up on almost the end here. Mixed arms, because although, yes, the Dark Angels tend to have a fetish for plasma. That's their thing, in case you're wondering. So arguably, you should probably go Captain and take the plasma, which is always good, so it's not an issue. Resolute, not... This is, honestly, I don't like Resolute, because you can ignore any changes to the Optive's APL stat. It's like, unless there becomes the meta where everyone just throws stun grenades at us, at elites, and that's how they beat you, in which case Resolute would be amazing. It's a bit boring in my opinion. And we get Stealthy, because of course Dark Angel are all about keeping secrets to themselves, so Stealthy made sense. We get to the Blood Angels. Now these guys are mobile, dueler, and of course they're all melee. Now I've put down 3, what are these guys called? Sanguinary Guard, because they're awesome, okay? Yes, the new sculpts are maybe a touch. They're not in everybody's good books right now. But ignore that. Just think about the concept of the Sanguinary Guard. They're still super cool, even if the modern sculpts maybe need a little bit of help. I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, mobile dueler. So again, dueler, amazing. They're Blood Angels. They're all melee. And mobile, it's all about the melee. So you do that. There you go. Obviously, I put Sanguinary Guard here. You can run anything. You can say they're Death Company, in which case you would still go mobile and dueler, or you can say they're regular Blood Angels, in which case they're still mobile and dueler. We then get finally to the Black Templars. So all melee, aggressive dueler. Because what else are you going to do, right? Unfortunately, 3 of these teams are identical when it comes to trying to split up their 8 different chapter tactics. That's the Black Templars, the Space Wolves, and Blood Angels. They're just melee teams. They just want to melee stuff. And given the equipment that we have available to us, that's kind of all they can take. There's not much differentiation between them. There you go. Cool. Well, I hope you've enjoyed how you can bring about the survival of your chapter on the tabletop using the Angels of Death. Coming up later this week, of course, is going to be some things that are probably also marine based. I can't remember what. Oh, I'm talking about Grey Knights. There you go. And then also the models you need to build to make one marine team that covers every single elite option. There you go. Nice. All right. Enjoy. Stay gangster. Another video I need to do is tournaments. Cool. All right. Bye.